Just ask for the dollar. I'm challenging in varied work, as I told my it's challenging in varied work. Yeah. Actually, you might not have to start yet. I'm happy. So they all turn up at the designated start. Please go for it. One of my friends isn't working. They are both,
Should I take one now?
They are both working. They're both working now. It's fine. It's fine. The projector, however, is not.
No.
Fine.
Project,
There weren't any photos anyway, so I'm not.
Projector's not working this one.
Do you reckon there are enough people to? Nah, these work better.
So what?
Enough people to start?
No.
Cool. Which one?
Is there anything else you want to do?
Not starting yet.
Fix the projector.
Not much.
It needs to be bulbed, they've ordered it.
Yeah, just chill. It's fine. Yeah. Everything is okay. Who's tweeting? Who's tweeting now, magazine? The politician. It's gonna be Jasmine. Oh. Yeah, but I neglected to mention vice chairs and the agenda. Friday? Yeah. If you want, okay, yeah. That should be okay. Oh, peeps. Okay, ready? Sure? Both of you ready? Good evening, everybody. Let's get started. Can we have our ethnic roll up here, please? Let me know when we want to get another fight as well. What do you want another fight today? Yeah, please. So, everyone say hi to Ron. This is Adam, Will won the Great House auction for the opportunity to be Ron at JCR Meeting, but he's given it to Adam instead. So, he's looking around and fetching. What do you think of JCR meetings? It's magical. Magical. Right. Let's start with the approval of the previous meeting's minutes. Round one, general IPs. Okay. Right, officer report. I need to mention that the projector has been broken since Wednesday.
Not all news from me at all. I think I can find out something very soon, and there'll be lots of feedback from that because we're going to commit to JCR asset purchase, which we heard about in the coming weeks. So if anybody has any final ideas, please Wednesday 7 to me or 001. The cash book is for the update, and I'll put it online very soon.
Cool, excellent. Pass on to the next one.
Hi guys. Last week was one role day, which went really well. There was an international team quiz, International Cocktail Night and the International Festival at the end of the week, which saw about 400 people from, so thanks for bringing helped out, okay. Hey guys, so we had a really successful Friday night, thanks to everyone that came. We've got some new stock, we've got a salted caramel brownie and some really previously bars. We also had a successful staff meeting, thanks to everyone that came. Hey guys, we had an outcome on Tuesday where business and finances were discussed. Unfortunately, my name has been asked at these past weeks, and we've not an opportunity yet to discuss the results of the survey that was conducted that day on Christmas. We want to say congratulations to Becky and Vicky for community services officers. Good job.
Hello, so for the last meeting we had the Valentine formal and the Chinese New Year formal, which both went really well, very successful. Thank you to everyone who came, it was a really good time. And also for the next the coming week, we have a social on Wednesday, which is COVID themed. So it will start here about 8:30 and then we'll be crawling down the hill into the bars and then out.
Okay, folks. Since last time, we had a few taster sessions for New School Theatre Society, so hopefully that'll be last time tonight. But there's short note, so this is had a big event at the ESU, massive success, and roughly 200 people there. So we continue that. That's the kind of direction and we can look at mission we want college societies to take. Apart from that, I think we need to for Societies Week, which starts on Monday with the Societies Forum, which set up how it goes. It's going to be devastating, so they are insane fancy days for that. Thank you.
We're due to run this for discuss the survey and hopefully get moving with that formal Wi-Fi
We have chosen the new supervisors, so they will be starting their training next week for 4 weeks in product supervisors, and they'll be out there on their own after Easter. And also congrats to Tish and Lucy for the past 2 years, which we've kind of passed on our wisdom to them. Yeah, thank you. Hey guys, tomorrow instead of work like popping, we're going to have a 6 PM kind of opportunity to go talk to Thomas Masters in theory about personal safety. There will be a time card available upon request. The night comes back, number is on the poster around college. There are taxi cards available. We've given some out tonight, but if you miss a chance to get one, I've got some tonight, or you can get them from Surrey in the office. And posters have been put to let you know about personal safety. We're going to have 2 additional awareness days this week, so there'll be information at 10 till night. We've also got a discussion at 6:30 PM on Friday, the JCR Lounge about addiction to social media. Welfare Conference is planning Shag Week, so that's the start of March. I was just going to say good luck to the welfare candidates tonight. Hi everyone, not much has been happening with living out stuff this week. We have a chilled social on Wednesday night, which went quite well, thanks to all those that came after the Gracehouse auction. I've had a couple of messages from people asking advice about housing worries like landlord issues and stuff. So if you do have any questions about that, please contact me. Hi, so we've had a hugely successful time with charity community. So this included £270 raised for the Scott Palace and 1,450 charity auction, which will go towards Grace House. We also have a lot of items to auction and fashion show, so that's going to be raising more money. Just to know if anyone has stashes to pick up, we can take from our office. Just a Just a couple of points from me. Fashion show tickets are ready to collect and pay for at the JCR office if you haven't done so already. The model was organised with the person below. The fashion show got lots of great prizes ready to be auctioned off. So it's one of the fantastic cause. Student safety, the 9 bus is now up and running, and within the next week or so there should be a volunteering scheme to help keep getting safely. I'll be sending out an email about this week, so keep your eyes peeled for that. As the end of term and deadlines start to loom, Matt and I will do as much as we can to help with that. So we're looking at rooms for dedicated study space, reading essays, ordering and printing assignments. And we're also buying in writing machines and buying presentations if you want that as well. Finally, we conduct all campus discussions with presidents.
The message from Danny, who's also playing football, scoring goals at the moment. So the preparations for Derby all last year have been going ahead, and Butler Sea Darts are representing Derby in the competition. Sports form prep has begun. We've invited Bert and Dan, as he sponsored all our college sports teams. Oh, and the Floodlit Cup is happening next Wednesday, 8:30 against Stevenson A. So get down there for the sport boys. And he wishes good luck to all these sports officer candidates. There are no questions officers, and there are no matters arising, so let's push on with the motion so we get those tasty elections. First one is the ratification of Musical Theatre Society. Kieran, you want to say something about it, or Jenny? Jenny?
Basically, quite like to start a musical theatre society. Like students in fashion, they've been suitably well attended, but happen to fall one or two, so not ideal really. The idea would be to run them once a week for an hour each time. We split the session into the learning song at the beginning and then doing music to it as well, and hopefully build towards performing exercise showcase. Also, there'll be a plan to do a big show at the end of next term, so get everyone involved in that, and have all different positions run within college, so you'll have to direct, produce, choreograph, etc. It's basically just supposed to be quite a relaxed society, open to anyone involved, it's not an audition thing, either. Yeah, there seems to be a gap at the moment on that.
Let's have questions. Has anyone got any questions about the Musical Theatre Society? No? Right, let's go to the vote. Yeah? Yeah. Right, all those in favour of ratifying the Musical Theatre Society, hands up. All those opposed? And any abstentions? Right, that's Musical Theatre Society ratified. Congratulations. All right, next up we've got Johnny Harrison. Where is he? With an item of discussion about the position of international rep on the exec. Yeah, I'll give you 3 minutes. I'll give you 3 minutes. I'll knock off the tea.
Hello, in this meeting last year, a motion was put to the JCR from the President to create an international vet role on exec. In the JCR meeting, there was a lot of discussion. It was a fairly divisive issue, and the final vote numbers were 53 for the motion versus 51 against it. Due to how close the vote was, I thought it would be appropriate to review the idea now that a year has passed. Prior to the motion, we elected international vets whose role was much like a chilled vet, in that it stopped once Freshers Week finished. As a college, we scored poorly in the student satisfaction survey with regard to the experience of internationals, and it was therefore suggested that we should extend the role to last the whole year, which I wholeheartedly agree with. However, the motion went one step further in making an exec role. There are these reasons for which I think that this is not what it should be doing. For one thing, we have a lot of committee chairs that fall under the role of the Vice President. There is nothing that means that the international vet couldn't fall under that. Or alternatively, could fall under the welfare role, like the LGBT vet does and students with disabilities vet does. The motion last year seemed to be a bit of a knee-jerk reaction to a poor survey. and was championed by an incredibly popular student. Well, president, sorry, not student. And I do feel that his popularity and the fact that there was nobody to oppose him on stage did help him win that. None of the arguments presented pointed out why he should be on exec. It all focused on why it needed to exist, which, as I say, I agree it needed to exist. It just should not be on exec.
Cool. Yep. Sorry. Let's bring speak and then we'll have questions. Yeah. We've got Sabrina speaking against. Do you want to suggest? Yeah, I'll give you 3 minutes and I'll talk to you.
Okay, so first of all, I think the role of the international rep, as you identified, is to increase representation of international students, and I don't think this can be achieved if the role wasn't an exec. Speaking from experience, as an exec member, I have relationships with other exec members and people on college. Sorry, that makes it able for me to be able to represent international students widely and be able to organize all these events and raise multicultural awareness. I don't believe that I'd be able to do the same if I wasn't on the exec. I don't speak about this because it's my position, but just like because other students as well, like my successors, it would be a fantastic role to keep on the exec. I also contend the point that it would fall under any other role. It's not a role for welfare. And in the same way that Liz Outback is on the exec, it's not a role for anyone else. It's Emma's role, so it would be the international officer's role to deal with international issues, not anyone else. The reason why it's not, like, I don't believe it's a role just to represent minorities like LGBT or disability because like international awareness, international experiences, and honestly like general ideas of movement society is a lot more of a broader issue than what those minority roles represent. I also don't understand why this issue is being raised, considering we voted on it in 2 JCR meetings last year. It was voted positively to be included on the exec, and it's been operating throughout the year, so I feel like if this issue were to be raised, it could be raised before I did in my position if you search all of the testing.
Johnny, what are you going to say? Okay, yeah, I'm now going to open the floor to questions. Please limit the amount of shades. We'll go Rupert first and Johnny, yeah?
So, I have a question for you, Sabrina. Like, you say you need the role to be on exec, but you get to give a specific example of how actually being on exec would benefit the role. Surely you'd still be able to do everything you currently do without actually sitting on exec. Like, there are no, it's not like charities or other committees like that have an exec member, they're represented through vice president, and they still seem to work hard. Why specifically, and can you give an example, do you need to be on exec to complete the role as well as you do?
I think, like before international rep was on the exec, you have the role of international rep or international rep, and that was fine. But currently, like I am closely in contact with Karen and a member of college, so it's not just about organising events and the things that are visible to all the viewers at JCR, but also discussions that I have with her about how to better increase awareness and like open up more experiences and like applications for international students. So I think it's a lot more than what just international rep can do on the exec.
Cool. Yeah, it's fast, Johnny.
Just to say why I brought it up now is that next meeting you are due to elect international rep as an exec role. And I thought it would be really unfair to candidates to have the additional stress of not knowing whether their role is going to be as it is that they're running for. With regard to that, with regard to why it should be brought up despite the fact that the JCR voted, as I pointed out, there were 2 votes in this issue, and last year there were 2 of us arguing. There was Will Kendall presenting the motion. He was meant to be doing it in an unbiased manner. He was the one who had the idea to do it, so he wasn't very good at being unbiased.
Yeah, you can respond to that.
I don't think that's the first statement to make, but Kendall, it's his job to like present issues to JCR, and that's what he did. And it wasn't just the 2 of us arguing it, the entire JCR was involved in both meetings. Nico and Donesha were involved. In fact, Donesha was against it and she wasn't international last year. So I don't think it's fair to say that it's been a biased argument anyway.
Right, let's move on to another question if there is one. Claire Scott.
Would you agree that the added responsibility that an exec role gives is not only a lot of motivation for an international rep to complete the role as well as they possibly can, but also it sends a really good message to JCR members, especially international ones, about our priorities as a JCR?
I'm going to let both cameras answer that. Well, you know.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you, Claire. I think that as having someone on the exec shows well there's dedication to like responding to the student experience survey and recognizing our flaws and trying to improve on them. It also raises the profile of international students, and I think that having it on exec like brings in the international community and sort of makes the whole student population more cohesive than someone not on exec would be able to do.
So can you summarize your point again? Catherine, say, ask the question again for me. I didn't ask you
The added responsibility of being an exec member, not only as motivation for to complete the role as well as it can be, as well as Sabrina has, and also as a good message to the JCR, especially international members of the JCR, about our priorities.
In terms of the added motivation, we brought up charities coordinators. You know, we've got pretty keen charities coordinators who do a lot of good work, raised a lot of money in the Grace House Auction last week without being on exec. You don't need to be on exec to be dedicated. And we shouldn't be bribing people to be good at their jobs by saying they can call themselves an exec member. And in terms of the good message we sent out, why can't we send out an equally good message to LGBT students? Particularly as Durham is a university which is particularly bad at having an open and nice attitude towards gay people. It scores badly in surveys with regard to that. So there's another area that we could put in there, but we don't put that on exec, because that's on the welfare to be represented. There are other places to represent this international students on it.
Right, any other questions? Jenny and then Nico. And then we'll have one more after that.
Yeah, sorry, just quickly, could you clarify how international also would be represented well on welfare?
It was more point that it could be in either welfare or VP. Because one argument when it was put forward that it could be under VP is you say that you're representing a particular part of the students, and people were saying it's more similar to something like LGBT. So I was just using something that was said last year, is that was a suggestion could come under that or it could come under VP. I feel it's VP is better than more. But that was just with regard to last year's arguments.
I don't have a question. I thought it wasn't a good idea. This was a conversation that was for the university and for the university for the country. It was a recognition that British academic experience was one cultural from parts of the international students in British students. It was very recognizing that most colleges are having that discussion. It wasn't just one. I mean, so
you can both comment on it if you'd like.
Just in terms of the one person, yeah, okay, fair enough. Maybe it wasn't Will Kennedy's idea, as you say. The more important thing to take away from that is the fact that Will Kennedy was the only one standing up here, and he was massively for that motion. So it was more the point that, despite the fact that we had only one side represented on stage, yes, other people in the audience, we still had almost more people voting against it than what, we had close to close.
Okay. Have you got anything to say, please? No? Cool. All right. Any other questions? So at least you've lost the time, actually. Yeah. We'll make this the last one unless anyone else wants one. And then David, and that's going to be the last one.
question to the welfare.
in terms of the earlier CCC role, that's great, was a very great thing, and not represented. Great, they want to be represented in the where they draw the line with that. Quite a big massive also there as well.
Yeah, Lisa, do you repeat the banana, please?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's an addition to the welfare commission. If you're going to put this role under the VP, representation, so it's slightly different from charities, they don't represent fully. So it's a greater role for VP to then take on. And what we propose is there going to be a line drawn for the amount of responsibility that the VP can take, or are they going to get help? I'm not quite sure where the line would be if we keep adding responsibility to VP.
Okay. Three, okay, first. And oh yeah, but yeah, go on.
The VP is also somebody to be in exec to represent the views of that committee. So you're going to have the international rep still being the one who's representing those people in those committee meetings. It's just having other providers representing them in exec. I don't see that that's. I don't know why that would be a problem. But you need more in terms of how many things we add on the VP's plate is a big problem. Well, there's other massive roles that have a lot of responsibilities that they manage to do nicely. I don't think it's too big a thing to add to. I mean, with the vice president, we can always review what is actually underneath vice president as it is. With the problems that have happened in projects from this year with regard to, say, Margaret's pulling out and other things like that, it's been suggested that maybe the project side of things should be taken on by some of the college staff. And if you did that, you'd have something less for the VP to do because it's which then maybe do the international web stuff instead. So you can always review what the VP actually does.
All right, Devon's final question.
So just there was a bit of discussion about how being on exec helps the role of international web, sort of flipping around what benefit do you think there is to having someone dedicated to representing the views of international students in the overall decision making process of the exec? How is the individual person for representing international benefit overall decision making in the exec, which is already quite
Yeah, so the question was, if I'm not mistaken, how does the role of international rep on exec help to benefit decision making overall as part of the exec? Yep.
I think it's, like I said, it's not, like international rep isn't just about representing a minority group, it's about like border issues, about awareness and things like that. And I think that plays a factor when you make decisions as an exec and as JCR. Because the international officer on the exec raises the profile of representation for international students, it becomes like a key area considering things when putting on events and things like that, and it's not, it just becomes more prominent.
Okay. Yeah. Right, so further to that discussion, we're going to have a motion to move this to an online vote. All those in favour of moving this to an online vote with the question, should international rep be on the executive committee? All those opposed? And any abstentions? Right, that's going to go to an online vote. Thank you very much, guys. And good news, we're going straight on to elections. So, we're not going to run for year again. Someone who's not absolutely pissed this time. No? Yes? No. Yeah. No. Okay. That's going to roll over to the next meeting. The next set of costs is for vice chairs. I currently have James, Jess, and Anisha going for it. Would anyone else like to run? No? All right, can the candidates go up, please? Just to clarify, there are 3 positions available. James, would you like to go first? So, Catherine, if you could take the girls outside, please. You've got 3 minutes. I'm going to I'll be quick.
Okay, hey guys, I'm James, I'm a first year English student and the only vice chair. I believe I'll be great for the role because of my involvement in college life. I wrote a book club, I work in a coffee shop, I'm a member of Pitch Please, charity committee, and I'm basically an open day. I see myself as quite an organised individual, and I'd love to apply this and help Callum as the next JCR chair. I was achieve all of his aims he's been talking about. I'm running for the role because I want to encourage greater participation and voting in elections, as I know many freshers in particular they don't actually vote, so I want to encourage more voting. I also want to encourage greater numbers to apply for positions within college. Certainly when positions are advertised, I don't think many people know what the position entails, and I think greater advertisement of these roles will be needed. I also met with Callum and discussed with him what he wants to achieve, in particular the standardising of handovers of different roles, so these individual roles get passed down easier. I also think I'm also running for the role because I'm aware of what the vice chair role entails, whether that be taking minutes, the JCR meetings, exit meetings, and finance meetings, impartiality in minute taking and voting, to encourage and advertise JCR meetings, and to make sure agendas and minutes get sent out correctly on time. And that's, thank you.
Cool. Jess, you've got 3 minutes on the clock, too.
I'm really interested in working on that. Particularly in the first year, a lot of people aren't really aware of how much influence you actually do have in college and how it all works. I think that increasing participation is very good thing. Like, I do work behind the bar, I do welfare, I do cheerleading as well. And particularly when you have that, you see how hard this student really actually is. And I think that it's important to like, spread that message across the freshers year and to the next year. I think I've been particularly good at golfing. I'm quite organised, and I'm quite friendly as well. Be able to talk to people, encourage people to come on to JCR meetings. And also, I really like working with my kids as well. I think it's important to distribute the work for these things. So yeah, that's all. Hi everyone, I'm Lisa. I'm the first year and I'm studying English and German. I'm already quite involved in college life through staff, college cheerleading, welfare committee, and I'm also one of this year's open day team. But I really want to get more involved in the JCR as a whole to make it as efficient and effective as possible. Having spoken to vice chairs from previous years and Carol, next year's chair, I have a very clear idea of how we work to achieve this. The JCR is essentially a community, and I would work to emphasise this with promoting greater attendance of meetings. If I was elected, I would work to ensure that all members of the JCR are aware of just how many opportunities are available to them to have a say in the decisions that affect them. And I would also encourage them to take up these opportunities. In a role of this kind of responsibility, impartiality is the key. I believe I would be able to maintain an impartial and objective approach to my duties. I've read through the operational standing orders in the minutes. I'm quite familiar with them. I'd also like to work with the other vice chairs to ensure that minutes are accurate and published quickly. It can be easily found on the JCR website to maximise efficiency and transparency. I believe I'm thorough, practical and organised, and I use these qualities productively if I was elected. Thank you.
Time for questions from candidates. When we may get on stage. Have we got any questions? Any questions at all? No. Not even one. Johnny Harrison. Thank you.
At the moment, we have very strict rules about social media in exec elections. Do you think these are correct and why? At the moment, we have very strict regulations with regard to social media for exec elections. Do you think this is correct and why?
I think it's appropriate to have restrictions on social media just because of how the nature of social media is quite hard to control in a sense. So I think it's important for us to remain objective and impartial, especially when it comes to elections and votes.
I agree with Alicia as well, because impartiality is such a big part of the vice chair role. I think that it's appropriate not to interact with all of social media, simply because, like Alicia said, a lot of people quite strict and so it's better suited that model.
Yeah, I can't really have much more other than it would just be ridiculous if I actually joined my friends and said, hey, vote for this guy. So yeah, maybe.
Any other questions? No? Yeah, Sam?
On a similar note, what would you do if you need someone to press an election vote?
Yeah, if not Carl was the president, yeah.
I mean, I agree with you guys because obviously it's difficult when you come across something like that, but it's part of the role to make sure the chair is aware of the issues. And that's kind of what we're there.
One question for Jenny.
How important do you think the idea of teamwork is in the position of vice chair? What would you do if someone was, like?
It's obviously massive importance. So obviously there are 3 different main types of meetings: JCR, exec, finance. I'm sure each of us could split the roles fairly amongst us. In terms of someone not pulling their weight, perhaps going to talk to Cameron first, and if not, then I don't know.
If we establish before we start our who's going to be best at doing what, and like, make sure that everyone's aware of expectations, and we can avoid things like that. But if a problem did arise, we all get involved in the work relationship, so we could sort it out amongst ourselves and make sure everyone's aware of each other.
Okay. Kathleen, do you need the calendars out, please? All right, just to remind everyone, we do have 3 positions to fill. So, all those in favour of electing Alicia as one of the vice chairs, hands up. All those in favour of electing James as one of the chairs, hands up. And all those in favour of electing Jess as one of the chairs, hands up. Right. Actually, there's not. Catherine, we have a round of applause for our 3 new vice chairs. Okay. Now, would anyone like to run for assistant treasurer? Would anyone like to run? No? All right, we'll move on to the next meeting then. Now, this is also a very important role, Butler Day chairs. Is anyone interested in running for Butler Day chairs? No? All right, we'll move on as well. Some ball chairs now. I've got Hannah and Jenny, would anyone else like to run? Okay, cool. To let you guys know, this is a position where people run in pair. So we've only got one candidate, technically.
Hi, so I'm Jenny, and we'd like to be your summer ball chair. So basically, experience-wise, both member of finance clubs in this first year. I'm social chair at present, so I've had a lot of work with the committee in general, and also working relationships with people such as Viv, Maggie, Des, the porters in general, and anyone else who you have to communicate with, TechCom, for example, with getting this.
If I just thought we have a few ideas in place. The main menu that we would like to have a small shop, and we want to give as many people as possible to like it, it's big markets. So if we went on to it's feasible, we want to try and match the people to this. Our main idea is like Midsummer Extreme, or maybe some housing party at the carnival. Something along those lines. So that's if you want to create in class for this, music, background noise, all general activities in the law.
So we've already spoken to important people like Siri about our ideas, and she at the moment can't see any reasons why we can go ahead with it. So ideally, if you did vote for us, that we can start talking about the logistical issues of it with Viv and Daz next week. As well as people over at Ashore, so we can get an idea of how big the marquees etc. be, get it moving quickly, and then set up a committee, which would be vital.
We want to set up a committee as soon as possible, and we want to be able to have these committee meetings quite regularly, constantly, so everyone knows when committees, and we want to put as many ideas forward as we want all ideas to be through the committee, because we want everyone who takes part outside the board to feel that
Thank you very much, girls. Do you have any questions from respective summer ball chairs? Any questions for the people who might be running your summer ball? Anyone there?
I think one of summer ball is the location, and last year it's been in fantastic places. We've had 4 malls at Ashore, and it's a particularly small venue. How are you going to make it as extravagant as previous malls at this application? Yeah, that's why we were looking at the marquees. So we want to make like a huge marquees for over 500 people. It was still used for shopping, it was really beautiful place. We've making use of all things like professional photographer, the drinks reception, and have it maybe outside the marquees. So that's the location.
Grounds are stunning as well, so we've already got that box ticked, and so if the weather is fantastic, which it will be, outside photography will be useful.
Yeah, any other questions? Johnny?
Point of information, in a dual candidacy, only one candidate can ask a question.
Any questions?
Last year, it's been quite a lot
There should be no need to have a couple of numbers really. I mean, you can get marquees for absolutely massive venues. So yeah, I mean, it shouldn't be an issue, and if needs to be, we can always grab 2 small ones or whatever would be necessary. We'd save a lot of money from using Ashore, and that money could go towards being able to seat everyone, so no one's stopped.
Final question, Heather?
Are you going to have like university coaches organise
opportunities out there, and obviously, as Jim said, we said a lot of people to obviously the best food possible for what we have.
Okay. Cool. All right, thank you very much. Catherine, if you leave the hands out, please. All right. Okay, all those in favour of electing Jenny and Hannah as our new Summerhall chairs, hands up, please. All those opposed? Any wrongs? Well, same thing, really. And any abstentions? It's been a long night. Right, Catherine, could you welcome our new Summerhall chairs, please? On to the executive. Right, the next election is for welfare officer. And we have one candidate. So, Fiona, if you'd like to come to the stage, please. Oh, can you go inside?
Hi, I'm Fiona. I'm being elected to the next month. And this year I'm one of the assistant organizers. I've got experience already in organising welfare events and running things like things as well. I'm very trained in active listening and become an approachable and sensitive and supportive person. I've seen what's worked well already this year. I've seen that areas that we can improve on. I really enjoy being part of the welfare team, which is why I want to continue with it. One thing that we'd like to do is seek feedback about the welfare campaigns for this year and think about ask the JCR what they would like to see and take some information for next year so that we can make sure the campaign is as relevant as possible. I'd really like to introduce the campaign of business safety as well and have that really on in the academic year so that it's actually really precious and understand the issues that we need to be aware of. I'd really like to encourage involvement in the welfare campaign. As it's a really good forum for people to bring their ideas to and suggest things that get acted on really fast. I'd like to branch out from welfare campaign as well with other ways that we can get involved with welfare events within college. So I'd like to continue with the topical discussion that we've already got also things like social with the college. These would just be to increase the welfare presence so that we can actually teach us for the basis and sociological factors in the future. Similarly, I have talked to this about welfare and we'd like to push that through as another way to increase awareness of welfare too. I think to have a high level during Freshers Week and make sure that everyone's aware of the support services available as soon as they arrive. I'd also like to focus on the first few weeks of training at the following Freshers Week. So continue with team tools once a week for the first few weeks until the first welfare campaign to show that the support will drop off on Freshers Week comes to an end. I'd like to work with the social chair to improve welfare awareness events out, especially by ensuring that welfare team knows the route that they're taking and make sure that everyone knows where the buses are going to be. I'd like to work with the student out officer and build team events in every out area once a term. These could be used to deliver information from the welfare campaigns and make sure that people know how to get in touch and where they can find supplies and how as well. Just keep everyone in the loop really. Finally, I'd like to address some practical issues that we raised this year. So things like varying pocket times and use of events to make sure that people are correctly able to attend. I'd also like to tackle the issue of the supplies going missing from the box by introducing the emergency spares pack in the bottom of the box so that people can take those if they need to rather than resort to taking people's orders. And also promote alternative or direct price to get supplies such as ordering into the post boxes and finally, I'd like to focus on the university national priorities and with welfare from other colleges and reduce our important issues such as personal safety and things that affect everyone during the nature of the local broadcast.
Have we got any questions for Fiona? Alice, come on.
If you give me one welfare campaign to improve housing needs. I think I'd really like to focus on very fixed stuff and think care. And at the minute, it's got quite welfare week, which was the idea was to make sure that everyone can do what we do in college. I'd really like to make that clear as more of a campaign to help people to settle in. So think about things like home sickness and how it's something that all of us might experience at first. And that's okay. And also make it clear that as a way for people to come and get along and involved with our campaigns, so make it clear that people can help with the campaigns in the very beginning and get involved with what we do.
Any other questions? No. Any other questions? All right, cool. That is going to an online vote. So get involved with that when the elections are at the end of tonight. The next position going up for grabs is social chair. We've got Rudy Visner running for that. Where are you? There we go. Yeah, on the board there.
Hi everyone. Well, I'm Rudy, I'm your social chair. I've been told by a lot of people quite a few times that social chair is a lot of work. However, I think if we get everyone involved who goes to social events to help out and do them, we can make it a lot better. Not that it's not good work. Firstly, our social goal, I think we could get a lot more people involved. Try and in Precious Week, tell people about it, advertise it extensively. And also put on events like the Precious Store. I think that's really good because it gives people a taste of the kind of social stuff we do here. But kind of expanding that into other events and stuff too. If we got like a lot of people involved, Precious is a social club. We get a strong intake of new ideas and stuff. Also, as well, trying to get audience to get a broad perspective in everything we do. If we get a lot of people involved, it'll help to set up goals. As with working or posting on arts perhaps, the thing of the Chinese New Year goals, the dragon thing is really cool. We try to work with them a lot. I do that a lot to make it a really nice school page because as the only self-catered college, I think schools should be really kind of a big deal. It's our one like cookable meal kind of thing. So, and if you look at equity samples, I guess it is quite a big deal. So, it's just a shame that the Highlands building is quite not that nice location to have it in. Obviously, we have usual, but the like tennis and basketball markings on the floor in Highlands building aren't that nice. So, if we kind of got more people involved, helps it up, make it look very nice. That would help to add to the engagement. Themes-wise, I'd like to make it kind of more interactive, proper edging, like where your dress depends on your table number. If we did like a hippies versus hipsters one, your dress, say the even numbers would be hippies and the odd numbers would be hipsters. Alternatively, if we did a decades thing, you have your dress depending on your table number. With regards to trips, I try to make the most out of Newcastle and all the stuff that happens there, and how close it is. For example, we could go to music concerts and go to Academy or Metro Arena, or to football matches and stuff instead. Additionally, after exams next year, I'd really try and look into doing a trip to Paris or Amsterdam or something like that. If we got a numbers gauge and it's sorted and booked by the end of the first term, I really think we could get it done after exams and be so far in advance and make it really cheap as well. I've been on trips to Paris and Amsterdam in groups as well, it's really good. I've helped organise them, so that was really, I've got experience with doing that. Also, I've got my sports officer and societies officer, try and make your varsity more inclusive. I love it, it's really, really good. It's really cool to have that link with the sports stuff. We've made that whole college thing by getting our societies involved. They have societies there, like music stuff, as we do here. So we kind of get them involved too. So it's more as a college thing, it's not just a sport thing. I've kind of already briefly discussed it with the candidate welfare officer. I try not to get into it more frequently throughout the year, next year. Not every month, that would be too much to ask people, I know. have it every single week. There's just a few busy nights throughout the year. I think that would really help when people get back to keep it safe. Thank you, President.
Any questions for Rudy? Montage.
What has been your favourite formal so far and why?
My favourite formal was the Chinese New Year formal. Many of the edits afterwards. I think it would be too much asked to do to pay £4 every single formal. But if we maybe try and see looking at ways, I know it's already subsidised, so it's like cost is quite edgy, like quite difficult to sort it right out. I would love to try and have kind of silent discos and stuff more often, and asking people what kind of edits they would got, like silent disco, live bands, or any further score, and try to be more proactive in looking for ideas and feedback that way.
Jenny, and then Emma.
You say you want to get more people involved with social in particular, which is a fab idea, but how?
I think if we give people work, I know like not just giving them all the jobs to do nothing, like getting them to do stuff. So like, thanks a lot. Use myself as team leader. Giving people jobs to do so they feel like they're valued. Maybe I just put on text and stuff and try to do it out, so they can start to come along.
Yeah, Emma, and then Rupert.
For example, on Monday, forms like set up is usually from 3, and often people usually have quite a lot of lectures, and people that say they'll come and help can usually drop out. So, like, what incentives are you going to do for getting people to come on Monday, especially close to formal? Like Lives Out, for example, if they can help, they're going to have to stay here and exchange in the news, which is the most glamorous way of getting ready for a formal. So, how are you going to entice people to come and help?
It doesn't really have to be Lives Out. I think there's so many questions with people who live there who go to formals as well. They just are the corner. So if we get questions involved in social com and get them to help out, and also everyone loves coming to formal. So I think if you like it that much and you see how it could be better, then maybe you would definitely come to help out, to help into defense, I think. Well, we have to see that, I think so.
My question is, this year, well, this is how it means. Basically, the assistant social chairs have been pretty unhelpful at setup, at least for this year. Sorry, busy. How do you plan to engage the assistant social chairs and use them to the fullest, as opposed to, how do you do that?
I think social com has to be a democratic kind of thing. I always just tell what people want to do and tell people what they would like to do at social events. And assistant social chair is really useful to have other kind of leaders there to help me with ideas wise. I think because it's not just social chair that does everything. Assistant that is a really, really top job kind of thing. Anything as well.
2 more questions, David? For 1? Nope. All right, cool. That's also going to an online vote. So thank you very much, Rudy. The next position up for grabs is that Societies Officer. I've got Alex Naylor in that position. Doesn't take the stairs. You got 4 minutes and I'll knock off the 3. Well, we do play. Yeah, go for it.
Hi, I'm Alex, and I'm running the Society Officer. So first, the reason why I think I'd be good for this role is because I recently set up a society which is called Pitch Please. That means that I've got experience in how to set up a society and how to run one. I think that's really important to the role, as a lot of the role is communicating with the presidents of societies and helping them know what to do with regards to like booking a room or applying for funding, or just generally how to increase attendance of their society. My ideas for the role, there's a thing called the Society Showcase, which is happening this Wednesday. Previously, that's not been very well attended. I think one of the main reasons for this is because it's in the middle of this term when most people can have deadlines, dissertations, or just some of this and stuff like that. So presidents don't have time to kind of put in a load of effort and enthusiasm to their society to get them kind of excited about doing it. So they don't kind of tell their friends to come along because they expect it to be rubbish because they can't have time to make it good. Additionally, no one's got time to come because they're probably writing an essay or whatever. I think the solution to this is to put it a few weeks after exams finish. That will mean that everyone's got more time to put into it and more time to attend. Additionally, with it being it's summer, so you can have like a garden party out of it, cocktail society, you could do films, cooking society, you could do like a barbecue or something, cooking socks and bring cake and whatever. And I think that would increase attendance and then just promote the publicity of society in the college. My next thing I want to change is the room booking system. At the moment, you have to fill in the form and give it to Viv. That's a pain to think about because you've probably got like a half-hour walk each way. Filling the form is going to take 2 minutes. That's a massive waste of time. Additionally, if Viv isn't about, so at the weekend, then you can't book a room. I think this should be done online because, I mean, it's 2015 and we've got a JCR website that works pretty well. So if it was done online, you wouldn't have to walk all the way up to college if you're about. And Viv doesn't need to be there to book the room for you. Additionally, it will link to a room availability calendar on the website, which would show presidents or anyone else wanting to use the room, when rooms are free or not. And they could also cancel their bookings if they won't be able to use them. Because at the moment, if you're not going to use a room, and you know that in advance, the space just goes to waste, which I think is a great shame. My final thing is AGMs. At the moment, the only rule is that you have to hold them once a year. But with regards to warning anyone that they're going to happen or a certain number of people have to be present, there aren't any rules. So if I were the president of the society and my best friend was in it, I could just hold the AGM when it's only us 2 in the room and stop anyone else being able to run. That's ridiculous. So I think you should have to warn every member of the society by 7 days clearly and say where the meeting is going to be. That gives everyone a fair chance of preparing a speech that wants to run for a petition. And anyone who wants to vote for a position, vote for the candidates, can turn up to vote. In theory, that means you get a better president for the society elected. And I think it's self-explanatory that you've got a better president for the society better.
Thank you very much for all the questions. But it's also very important with respect to people hustling. We turn down the volume of our conversation, please. Right. Yeah. Let's move on to some questions. Serena.
Celebrity society is really different from overseeing a range of societies. So, what kind of experiences do you have? Like being able to manage all the different societies, like communication, funding, participation in events like pressure scale, things like that.
So I'm currently the treasurer of the Durham College Rowing. That's the exec body that sits above all 16 colleges rowing clubs. As the treasurer of that, I manage a budget of over 32k a year. So I've already had to kind of allocate funding to the 16 colleges without biasing further. Otherwise, I'd have probably lost my job at that now. Also, that means that I've had to vote on things like when events are going to happen and help organise them to give time to that. So I think that's quite similar to what you're saying I have to do.
Any other questions? Kieran?
Society is also, in comparison with other exec roles, doesn't demand as much compulsory work, but involves a lot of sort of individual exertions, individual campaigns and ideas. So in that way, what do you think is the minimum you can get away with in your role?
Well, obviously you have to turn to get meeting finance from. On top of that, there's nothing like mandatory, but I think it'd be a great shame to not put in the extra work, like if the president's email and you ask for help, to not reply, I think is not on. And also, like, I'm going into third year engineering, so I'm going to lose about 15 hours of content. So what else am I going to do?
Succinct. Have we got any other questions for Alex and Ada? No? All right, cool. We'll move that to an online vote as well. We'll now have a short break before the JCR president asks, and there's a sports officer that both being contended. So grab a pint, go to the loop. I'll see you in 10 minutes. What do you think we should do this before the hub drop?
I will do the international thing.
I might also just make
There are only 2 people watching.
Yeah, cool. So that's that. We're going to ask her afterwards. Okay. So you're under walking the same piano as the Lewis and Dan here. Is he already done? Okay, welcome back everybody. We've only got 2 elections left, so speedy on. Lee and Ron's back. The next thing is for sports officer, and we've got Lewis Lee and Dan Guy running for them. Give a round of applause for the candidates, please. Catherine, if you could leave Dan on the room, please. Yeah. Come on, listen. Oh. Okay. You've got 4 minutes. I'm not fast as 3. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, 3.
Hi guys, I'm Lewis and I'd like to be your next sports officer. I've been involved in a lot of college sports at my time at university. I know how college sports run. I know how to improve it. That's why I want to be a next sports officer, with these plans to action. So there's 3 things I'm going to propose. At the minute, our major sports event of the year is Millwall Gilston. This has been very successful for the last few years. So what I would like to do is to introduce to more different sports. I've been talking to different sports presidents about this, and so far I have interest in rugby for a tournament, and also the pool that wants to do some sort of tournament. So for example, for the pool, we can have a 1-day tournament in the park. I've been talking to Tish, our lead last year about this, and she's happy to help us set it up. And she'll also talk to Mandy to see if we can get some bars today. So this way, not only people who play sport will be involved, but everyone in the college can benefit from such an event. Other events I want to do a charity event. The major sport-related charity event at the minute is 24-hour basketball. It was very successful last year. We raised 147 quid. So as well as keeping that going, I want to have more sports to do the same. And we have table tennis that's interesting at the minute, so hopefully we can get out there. I would also like to run a bake sale at the same time, so hopefully we can draw more people to come down and participate. Another thing I want to do is community sports day. So that will involve working closely with the charity club and the SCA. I've been in touch with the SCA and they're happy to help us to invite school children to come over for an afternoon. So that day we can set up a sports fair, teach them different sports, and introduce them to new sports. I feel that it's very important to do because there's so many students in Durham, and it's important that the locals don't feel excluded from the own city. So if there's something that's interesting, which we really should do is to give back to the community. There isn't a system on how time slots are being allocated to different sports clubs, which can make it very unfair to some clubs since the timetable hasn't changed for the last year. I would like to introduce a new sign-up system, an online sign-up system at the start of next year, to make this process more fair and more transparent on how these slots are being allocated to different clubs. On this point, I've also been talking to East Club President to see if we can have some of their slots on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So hopefully with better communication, we can actually share these slots out and make better use of the facilities. After talking to the sports presidents, I found out the funding application process can be very difficult and complicated. The JCR has enough money for new equipment and hard professional coaches. So hopefully with better guidance and better support for these applications, we can actually utilise these funds a lot better and provide a much better platform to how this provide a much better platform for all the athletes to follow on. Another thing I would like to do is to introduce a program called Try It Out. To try it out will be an optional system with the captain society, where I'll promote the sport for a week by week on. Hopefully, so it can be very intimidating for someone to join a club halfway through the year. So hopefully with this system, a better promoter can say it's open training, people are more willing to try it out. And also, it will help us to recruit members for both competitive and recreational purposes. Sports Social has not been a great success this year, so I would also like to change that. So I'll be in touch with different clubs well in advance and try and get all of them to organise a social at the same time. So this way, if each club has 5 people turning up, we get 50 people turning up. Last thing I want to do is I want to organise parking with Sports Day. It's a sports day should be a day for everyone in the college. So hopefully with parking, we get people to come down to spectate and support. And there's a lot of things I promise here, but I do a lot of college sports. So everything I do, I will make sure it's in the best interest of college sports. So hopefully it's really easy to get this sports I say.
Catherine. Next up is Dan. You've got 4 minutes on the clock.
Right guys, I don't always dress like this. Right, so my name's Dan, I'm a secondary school student, and I'm sports next year. So this year I've been men's football team captain, and I work closely with the president of our community in sports club. I'm also a basketball captain, so I'm just really taking the situations. Next year I'm going to college, so I'm sort of like an easy plan for you. Sort of thing got to come up in town to try and organise things when trying to go fun outside college. Currently this year I've been assistant sports officer, so I'm on the ball, I work closely with Danny. So I know what's went well this year, what hasn't went so well, what needs to be improved. I've been the middle team meetings, so I've got experience in them and what the role entails for the wider university. I think that's probably a good set for Danny next year. So I want to promote sport all of it, so is that if you want to play for college 18, if you want to play youth first. So organise a successful fresh fair, all our clubs are represented, make people want to get involved. All people want to join like a uni team, source of contacts to make play that sport. I also want to give the club power of a lot of kids. So unfortunately, massively let how I play this year. Look this but so yeah, I want to give clubs their own power. So football one day, and that's kids and football. But I would like to keep a relationship for like general sports. I think that's very successful this year. I want to get full use of our facilities, so about how we do and moves I feel like I have been utilised this year, and how some clubs probably had slots, so on and so on. So you might have a pass on and get so on. Your crossing was a big success this year. The York coming up next term, and I'm going to have that, so I think that'll give me the best experience to do that next year. I also want to put 10 big pictures, so from the cup games and college derbies, doesn't go to Chris House. So this year I've done that by advertising football, from the cup games, 34 people come down, so they've been a big success. So to do that, I'll be active on Facebook page, post it on sports board, make sure things get on the presidency, instead of about college. I want to have a transparent approach to funding, so this year's been a competition, more. So what I want to do is put all funding on the document, then you can see how the JCR has been spent. So I present that document in JCR Meeting, so put it online, and then see some more things about what's been spent. I want to commit to an end-season sports review. So I did one of these last year. It's like a magazine style document. So similar to my magazine. So we have an idea of how everyone sees like our photographs and socials, and let people get involved in sport next year. So I want to do sports socials which haven't been so great this year. So what I want to do is these facilities we have here, we've got a massive hall. We can do things like outdoor between rugby and table tennis, or then between cheerleaders and frisbee. Then I also want to have like theme nights, so make a bit more people so do like American sports and then pregnant. I want to help out with the sports hall. So what I want to do is try and show how events. I also want to make sure that I have sports personality present awards. So on the sport will present awards and make a lot of investment. In also advisor, I've got a close relationship. I've got a close relationship with the boss students. I've worked with the services officers next year to see if we can put any deals on, to see if we can get it done all the time.
Here's that mistake. Right, any questions for the Centre Sports Officers? Danny?
How would you ensure that all sports funding is fair and representative?
How would you ensure that sports funding is fair and representative?
First of all, I think that we need to take into account how much is being paid by each club, like by members of the club. Then we can work out from that money how much more money they need from that. Also, I think we need to have regular meetings and look at the list of things they need to see if it's actually sensible and if it's actually necessary to get those items before allocating any funds to clubs.
Some sports just by the nature, by the funds of all so what I'm going to do is work hard to make sure that I fight finance from, to make sure clubs get to be successful in their sports.
Cool. Any other questions? Nope. Darren.
In the purely hypothetical situation where you're part of the primary sport and you're asked to play another sport which sort of overlaps with the one you're currently dedicated to, what would you do in that sort of situation?
Well, I think the fact that I know my kid now that I did this play for my I'm always I'll make sure that I fulfill my role in that team.
I believe as a sports officer, you should treat each sport equally. So if you're committed to more than one sport on a weekend, then you should try to share out your responsibilities throughout all the different teams and such your commitment to one team. Obviously, commitment to one team is very important, but also as a whole, the whole college sport should be considered very important as well.
Okay. Any other questions? Mary down there.
You guys suggested different ways of organising the balance gets how you do it so it's not disrupting the teams every week.
So could you repeat the question, please?
You both had different methods of allocating slots and balance. How do you do it so it's not disrupting teams every week, but also fair?
Okay, so for my system, what I intend to do is have a silo system at the start of the year, where we'll try and allocate slots to the sport club throughout the whole year. But what I will also want to do is keep up the communication between me and the different sports presidents, and make sure their clubs are getting a fair share of a good numbers of participants for each club. So obviously, if not working, we can maybe try and change it around in the second term. Like we can talk to different clubs and see if we can swap these slots a little bit.
So I know so like week 1, 2, so we might have a passing on that's what we usually do and so as long as people
Final question? Greg East.
I'd just like to know what your inspired fantasy football would be
Hurricanes good shout. If you're a cheap player, get a dark horse for day, scored in the last 3 games. So quite one to look at.
Okay, right. That's also going to go to an online vote, so we have a round of applause for the candidates here. Here we go. It's the presidential costs. We have Lexi Taylor and Patty Britmore, please. And a massive round of applause. Lexi, if you can take over, please. Stephen, if you go to cue Patty's entrance music. Having some minor technical issues. Thank you very much,
5 minutes. So. Hi, I'm Hattie, and I'd really like to be your next JCR president. There's a lot more to the role than meets the eye, but I think I've got the essential skill, I've got the desire to achieve and go above and beyond for you guys. As your president, I'm not just going to focus on filling the role, I'm going to do so much more than that. I want to use the role to adapt, to be able to deliver what you want as JCR. I've got the required qualities such as communication, enthusiasm, good organisation, but I believe I've got much more than that. I've got the motivation and positive outlook to be able to help you get the most out of your JCR. I believe we've got so much potential to develop in all areas, and I'm committed and determined to making sure that you get the best student experience you can. I want to help lead our JCR forward. I've got a lot of different perspectives, having done a lot of different society and committees and sports, which I think makes me representative to be your president, because I've got a lot of different perspectives. This has also given me the ability to identify areas where I think we could really improve. Fundamentally, as your services officer, I've got the experience of working on the exec and doing college events. I've also got the fantastic experience of working with college staff, which is really important because I've been able to work to make the changes that you guys want. This is really important for the president because I want to be able to work with college to overcome the obstacles and implement the changes that you guys want. Looking towards the 10-year anniversary, these relations are going to be really important to make sure that you get what you want with the plans and preparations. If elected as your JCR president, I want to work next term to get your input to make sure that our JCR calendar is filled with all of the events that you want. Currently, I think there's some events on there which don't have enough interest, and they're a waste of time and resources. So I want to use those for the events that you guys want. For example, bar strolls, silent discos, career events, trips out of Durham. I think the JCR calendar is fantastic, and the use of it on the website is such a good resource. But I think that there's so much more potential for the website. We've got the facilities to make personalised calendars for you guys, so you can have reminders and updates, and have events that you want on your calendar. I want to use the college relations that I've got to help get group booking facilities on the website, so that you've got more access to what your JCR level pays for. I think you can also use the website to make information more accessible, so you know how you can run the different positions, and you know how your JCR is run. I also want to work to support the exec. I understand from being on the exec that it's often difficult to implement changes whilst doing a degree, so I want to offer more support by having meetings at the beginning of every term, so that we can set targets, make plans, and progress, so that we can get the ball rolling and really make the changes that all these guys promise when they come around with their posters and see you. I think the feedback is fundamental, and I don't think we get enough opportunity to give it. Last year we had a survey and 37 people filled it in. I think we need a completely different approach. Instead of one big survey at the end of the term, we need to have more often regular surveys, for example, after each event, so you guys can say about value for money, if it's good, if it's bad. And as your president, I'd use that feedback to make sure that you get the changes that you wanted. I'd also want your feedback by having an open door at the JCR office, so you can come and see me whenever you wanted. I really care about your opinions and your interests, and making sure that you get what you want from the JCR. I'd also have a notice board on the door, so if I wasn't there, then you know when I was going to be back. I've also had feedback that some of you say office hours 9 to 5 aren't always ideal if you want to live in the office. So I'd work to change that on a couple of nights a week. For example, bedtime nights open that bit later. I think that we've got a fantastic bar. It's the biggest of all the colleges, but I don't think we use it enough. I think that we can really define the areas more better. So I aim to use your feedback to work out whether you guys want more public boards, whether you want more sofas, TVs, things like that. I also think we've got the potential to enhance and integrate MCR and SCR more. We can do this as something really simple, such as more exec joint meetings, and we can really get more out of the events and encourage integration. I really value the importance of your opinions and your ideas, and I aim to work with you and respond and listen to your ideas so that we can make the changes that you guys want. Being a part of the community has really been the best part of during university for me. and I've had such a good experience, and I want to make sure that you guys have the same opportunities in your time at Butler. Thank you.
Please go on the next one, please.
Okay, hi, I'm Lexi, and I would like to be your new JCR president. During my time in Butler, I've spent 2 years on exec. I've organised 12 formals and 4 Newcastle nights out. I've been part of 10 committees, helped with 4 balls, taken part in 5 open days and 2 freshers week. I've done all of this while studying a degree, so imagine how much more I could do if I had the role of president. I think the most important part of the president is representation, so making sure everyone's views are represented the best they can be. I would ensure this by being approachable and trying to implement an open door policy. I would encourage everyone to come and speak to any issues, any ideas at all. I would also emphasise that if there's any ideas, it's not like there's no silly suggestions. Why not help arts on with a trip to Paris, or have sessions where people learn how to lift weights properly, or have a mural in the bar? These are some of the ideas that people have come to with me when I've been around flats. These are some of the ideas that people have brought up. I would encourage just more of this sort of feedback through things such as feedback days. So basically in the form of having like a buffet in the bar where people come and talk through issues there, or just going around to flats or Facebook polls. The idea is to kind of engage people, not necessarily people that come and sit in JCR meetings, but everyone in JCR, because ultimately all of the things affect everyone. One thing that's been brought up continuously is a lack of study space in college. I think coming up to the 20th anniversary is a good time to reflect on every aspect of college and how things can be improved. I'd like to push to utilise study space better and maybe push for more space eventually. Also making the bar area a more attractive place. People are constantly fed back about adding more artwork into the bar. This kind of all links into like my big aim, kind of putting Butler on the map. So I'd like to really share the perception that Butler is kind of this new college which is like 1,000,000 miles away. Being a new college to have like a coffee shop kitchen and having the biggest bar are huge assets and they've got a really big potential. So I'd like to hold more intercollegiate events, maybe things such as formals, and also hold more university-wide seminars and talks such as the Green Day, which is happening on Wednesday. We're the second most oversubscribed college, and I'd like other colleges to see why that is. I want to improve awareness of the facilities that are on offer on site and communicate how people have access to them. So things such as the allotment, the arts room, and meeting rooms, everyone has access to. So I just kind of want to make that more like kind of better transparency of how you get access to things like that. Also making people more aware of the services available via the website, such as archives, market delivery system, event photos, submitting claims forms and stuff. And it'd be great to expand on these services so people engage with content more. We can add things onto it. The idea originally was that we had more of a Butler app service, so it'd be great if we kind of push that so people can engage with content more. Finally, I'd like to kind of put employability higher on the agenda. So ultimately, that's why students come to university to kind of get a job, become more employable. So I'd like to make a career rep a much more prominent position. Maybe even doing it through like selected through interviews or something, so that people take it a lot more seriously. But there's better ways to have more resources on site, so that you don't necessarily have to go to a Palestine centre. Also hosting more kind of assessment centres, CD or dissertation down at college. Overall, I believe I have the experience required for the role. The idea is to improve college and the work ethic to make sure that the plans are implemented. So if you go with me, I do promise to put 100% into the role at all times. I would like to be JCR, go from strength to strength. So yeah, thank you very much.
Now some questions for your present candidates. Happy back on stage, please. It's all right. There are a couple of questions coming from Twitter, but let's go with you guys here. Have we got any questions for the potential presidents? Callum Masters, and then Siri, and then Nick.
Well, there's a lot going on in college, more than even a full-time president could help coordinate. What role do you see the exec playing in your year as president?
I think the exec is really important because obviously they cover lots of different aspects. So as I said in my post, I've worked really hard to make sure that they have an input from the beginning. I'm meeting up with them to make sure that we know what each of them have got planned, what their targets are, so that we can make sure their involvement is there from the beginning, it carries on throughout the year.
Yeah, I think the exec is key because they usually come up with the ideas for each of their roles. So like, not that the president might not necessarily know what's best for kind of like international letters out and stuff, so they'll come up with all these ideas and like innovative ways to kind of like move the college forwards. And so that you're kind of, as president, you're kind of like facilitating those ideas as best you can. So that's really good. I think it's good to kind of meet with the exec on like an individual basis as well as a group basis, just see how they're getting on and how we can help them.
Okay, Siri?
There are a lot of ups and downs of the role. What do you anticipate being the most challenging part for you?
Me, honestly, I think it would be the financial side, so that's obviously a big part of the JCR role, is you've got to kind of approve, like you're so much in part of the finances, but it's not something I'm particularly confident with now. It's something that I would really hope to improve on, like Claire said that she'd help me along the way, and then Sam and Sean would help me. So I just worked really hard to kind of make sure I was kind of up to scratch in that I could deal with it myself, but I think it's summertime where you don't necessarily have the treasurer there, you have to deal with a lot of stuff by yourself.
I think I find it really hard in wanting to please lots of people because obviously as president, a lot of people come to you for issues and I want to try and help everyone to the best that I can, but some things you just can't always solve the problems, but I try my best to. I think I'd also struggle with making quick decisions. I'm quite indecisive, but I'd look to try and get as much input from the JCR from you guys so that I'm representing you, so that I can make decisions well informed.
David Evans?
All members of the MCR are members of the JCR as well, so that's all 4 students of both of us. How we ensure that they're on side room.
As I said in my post, I think it's really important that we integrate the common rooms more. I think at the minute they're quite divided, and something as simple as having joint exec meetings, we could really work on integrating them more by having sort of more input from both and having joint events, increasing the awareness of the events, getting attendance from both.
Yeah, I think as Hannah said, that's a really good thing to kind of just have more events together and things. I feel like sometimes issues may come up that kind of feel like there's big segregations and things like this formal system and stuff. But just kind of having like more like focus groups, just kind of more time to talk about it, have like MCR comes like JCR exec meetings or anything, just kind of explain things, and so like we get more of a kind of cohesive relationship going.
Okay, any other questions? One from Rupert, one from Johnny. Okay.
Hey, can you give me an example of when you've shown enthusiasm in your current role, and an example of when you've gone beyond in your current role?
Enthusiasm. So with the help of Andrew Tinkler, we kind of looked into like more like different sort of projects, kind of different aspects. I don't know, like it's kind of next result. We had a real issue with UBS form this year. Projects, so we kind of had to go and look elsewhere to kind of seek out other opportunities, people to get involved in volunteering opportunities. So we kind of found this a way out charity in Scotland. So I'm really happy with that and kind of like pushing that forward. It's really good. It should be really good. We should get really strong links in them.
I think I've been really enthusiastic in building on the relations between college and JCR. So you guys probably know Mandy. I've worked with Beth to really improve the relations to make sure that we can make changes. And it's also been really good for the staff, because Mandy's really got to go to staff this year, and it's been able to improve some of the working relations. And I think above and beyond, I've worked really hard with Beth. For example, to do barbecues in the summer. It was like an absolute definite not at first, but we worked really hard to get around those issues. Also with things like ice cream and smoothies. and just increasing like the dietary options, just to make things better for you guys.
Okay, and then Johnny? No? Right. Cheers, mate. Any other questions from the floor? I'll have a Twitter question, I'll come back to you. I'll take a question from Twitter and then come back to you. Actually, this one's coming by text from Jasper Cox, all the way from his match at Celta Vigo versus Atletico Madrid. His question is, with censorship by universities and student bodies a topical subject, as JCR president, how committed would you be to free speech?
I think that as a college, we do quite well. I think a lot of you will be on our Facebook group, and I think it can be improved. I don't think it's great, but I think we could probably improve by having a general discussion area so that people can voice their opinions and do other silly things like sell tickets and like if they want campus health or whatever. And then we could have like an official one for exec where they control what is posted on there. So if people want to be a part of the general discussion, they can. If they want to just be involved with the official stuff, then they can just be a part of that group.
Yeah, obviously, free speech is really important and stuff. And I think if we go kind of like viewing on social media and stuff, it is really good because we have all the executives happening, so it's not just like one person controlling what people say. It's literally just there as a precaution in case someone says something really offensive, I guess, or like kind of targeting a specific person. Other than that, I feel like it's pretty much kind of free reign on what people want to say. Like, if you're not that happy, I suppose, with kind of social media and stuff, you can be groups and stuff. It's like,
okay, one more, the final one from Twitter. Controversial, but possibly a good question. How would you ensure that members of the college do not abuse their roles for personal gain? How would you ensure that members of college do not abuse their roles for personal gain? Yeah, I think we'll take that to mean exec.
I think I'd encourage like just every member of exec, like I'd go through and explain the sort of rules and stuff at the beginning. I think it's always made very clear that people aren't allowed to take things like for personal gain. Things have to be like donated to the JCR and stuff. Because you are like you've gone for this kind of position, so it's not really fair to like use it because you've probably taken the role from someone else.
How would you ensure that they would?
How to ensure?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so just kind of like making people aware of what it is, and then just kind of try and promote transparency so that people don't like. So yeah, I think it's just transparent. So like exec meetings are limited and stuff, so that and they're available on the website, so people do know like, and they can call people out.
Yeah, I agree. From the beginning, we should make it clear to the exec that you have been voted into that position as a representative of the JCR, and that you should be acting as people would expect you to. As Lexi said, transparency is really important.
Okay, David Evans.
Would you find push your college to be part of it? Is it worth it?
I think a lot of effort has been put in, and it would be a shame to lose it because we've put so much work into having falls there. It's such a good thing to have. We can save a lot of money, but I think we'd have to review what the students that live in there I think they're enjoying it, because they're the people that live there. Obviously, we're on a different location, so we can say we get benefits from them, but I think we have to check with them.
Yeah, I think the sort of thing, like we have put so much effort into it, and obviously we've put so much kind of capital into it. It's such a shame for us to go. And then also, like you just kind of left people there. Like, what's the point of them kind of being there? I feel like they're the beginning of start of something new. It would like create like some sort of legacy, and it's just they just kind of goes to nothing. I think yeah, it would be really important to kind of review and kind of like talk through how like focus groups of people are there, and see whether people would want to be there in the future, or whether this is
Okay, let's have one more question if there is one. Callum, final question of the night.
how would you tackle the perception of the JCR being for certain individuals? Because I feel like there's some people in college who feel like the JCR is not for them. So how would you reach out to people, and how would you avoid this image of a divided JCR?
Okay. Yeah, I think there is kind of like a representation sometimes, JCR being a bit geeky and stuff, which is why I kind of really want to push to try and engage more people. I think I spoke about this a lot, like just kind of having sort of incentivized ways to get people involved. We're using things like social media and stuff, so like people don't actually have to come up to college, they can just be like, even like Jasper Cox proves it, doesn't he? Like you can be a teacher and still get involved in JCR meetings. So just kind of encourage like people, everyone to just get involved, just kind of prove to people that it's every decision kind of will probably impact them. So, but if people don't want to be engaged with this, that's fine.
Yeah, I think a big part of it is that people don't really understand how the JCR works, and they don't really understand how the different decisions made and the exec roles and presidents' actions affect them, and they don't understand how they can get involved and they can get more out of their JCR. So I think it'd be really important to use, like Lexi said, social media, improve the JCR website so you can increase awareness. Because I think there's people that have got a lot of potential to get involved and go for roles and things, but they don't know about them, and they don't know for them, but they have the potential to. So it's really important to pick up on that.
Thank you very much, Charles. Give a round of applause for President candidate. Now, the night isn't quite over yet. As part of tradition, the presidential candidates have to undergo a challenge set by the incumbent. So, Sarah, would you like to explain your challenge?
Basically, you've got 5 minutes starting from now to create a bottle of outside items from my room. Good luck.
Can we have some music, please?
Go!
It requires like no setting up either. Okay, it's good. I think it's on the right side.
Yeah, on here.
It was.
Can I look at your check? Sorry.
Alright, Lexi, simmer down.
Sorry. Don't have you left it. Printed your own? No, these are 2 left.
That'll be good.
I'm going to have a look. It's from this way
Very sorry. Yeah? What is the likelihood of getting a minute tonight?
It's not especially keen. Does there have to be a winner?
It doesn't have to be a winner.
Huh?
It doesn't have to be a winner. It does have to be a winner.
Huh?
It doesn't have to be a winner.
I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
what are we gonna do?
Well, you pick your winner then.
Huh?
You pick your winner then.
I don't want to.
Okay. Catherine? Ask Catherine. 1 minute. Yeah. What's this? Catherine. Kathy. You're judging, yeah? Catherine, go on here. Go on, Adam. That is time. Can we have a look at the completed press, please? Where's Hattie? There. All right, Cassandra's going to be the judge.
Let me just have a look at her.
You done yet, mate? Would you like to announce the winner? Just announce a winner.
Just have a look about like help and stuff.
Just announce a winner.
Okay, the winner is Hattie.
Okay. Congratulations, Hattie, winning the challenge. I'd like to remind you no bearing whatsoever on the notes. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and don't forget to vote for your president and the rest of us. Thank you very much, guys. Oh, I can go home now. Definitely. Cheers, man. That's right. Alan, that's so much. That's so much.
Is that yours? You need?
Thank you very much for this. Massive effort.